Surreal. I would say surreal is the first thing that comes to mind. This is why I always say intention is so incredibly important because I remember saying, hey, what if we tried to do something that honors the people who are oftentimes forgotten? And you might be watching this video and feeling like that resonates. A lot of times people and things and initiatives that are unseen and unspoken oftentimes go unsupported. I said, we have a massive platform. We represent billions of dollars. We can make a change. And I noticed that people who oftentimes look like me and who represent communities that look like me often fit in that camp of things that are unsupported. And I said, we can actually make a difference. We can take a stand. We can do something different because that's what a change maker does. You see a problem and you decide to do something different. So that's what we did. And we were really pioneers at the time. We really made an impact in such a short amount of time. And fast forward a couple of months, I was invited to the Greater Giving Summit at the Gates Foundation. And I said, we have a model that works. We don't have to just talk about equity. We don't have to just talk about doing something different. We can actually do something different. Fast forward 16 months later, and we've been able to move over $2 million to Black-led organizations around the country, and we are just getting started. So anybody who's listening to this, if you ever feel forgotten, if you ever feel unseen, I want you to know you're not. I see you, the world sees you, and we need you to shine your light. You have to start with an intention, and you have to get started. Black Philanthropy Month was founded by Dr. Jackie Copeland in 2011, but honestly, its roots have been around for nearly 2 decades with the intention of how do we create a global celebration honoring philanthropy in all of its forms, whether we're donating to a Black-led nonprofit or business investment. Because when you look at the stats across the board, Black-led organizations have historically been underfunded, but Black giving is something that's a phenomenon. Black families donate a higher percentage of their wealth than any other background, right? We also see the stats that Black organizations are the most proximate to the problem that they're trying to solve. We look at the billions of dollars that go in remittances every single year. Why is that story not being told? So Dr. Copeland said, we're going to tell that story. You can't erase this history. And also, you can't erase the contributions of Black change makers. And so what we're doing is celebrating Black giving because Black giving is worthy of celebration. Black joy is worthy of celebration. But we're also highlighting how far we still need to go, how far the world still needs to go, because that's also paramount and incredibly important. And so I said, what better time to do this than get major fundraising platforms like GiveButter involved in that movement? The impact hasn't just started this year. It's just become put to the surface this year. I mean, look back at the murder of George Floyd. In that time, nearly $50 billion was pledged to support Black communities. 5 years later, not even 5% of that funding has gone to the communities that it was pledged to. Not even 5%. And also, a lot of the organizations and the companies who made those commitments are pulling back those funding. So what does that tell you? It just goes to show that maybe this was just about marketing. It just goes to show that maybe we had a little goosebump and we wanted to make an impact. That's why we're doing the work that we're doing, because we want to find the people who are not new to this, but are true to this, right? Who want to actually stay committed for the long haul, who want to actually make a commitment and stick to their word, right? Who actually want to see the eradication of marginalization in Black communities, right? And we're seeing it in so many different ways. Black community people who are kept out, who don't have access to the funding, who don't have access to the resources. We're trying to make a difference. We're trying to say, hey, we're going to put all this at the forefront. We're going to make it visible, and we're going to make a change together, right? So that's why this is more important than ever. It didn't just start now. It is coming to the light now. And that's what we want to continue calling attention to. The term Sankofa is a Ghanaian term that means to go back and get. And if you look at the Sankofa symbol, it's a bird that's head is turned back, but its body is moving forward. So what does that mean? You have to look back at history in order to be able to move forward, right? And we see everything that's happening now with DEI cuts and funding cuts and the erasure of people groups and the marginalization of people groups. And we realize something, that we have been here before. This is not new, right? It might be some of the tactics might be new, but what's actually taking place is not new. And we've made it through before. So now we're going to make it through again, doing exactly what we're doing: community building, collective giving, collective resourcing, sharing our voices, right? We're doing it in new ways through social media. We're doing it in new ways through innovative campaigns. We're doing it in new ways, but we have made it through before and we are going to make it through again. And if you have taken the time to watch this video or share this video or comment or even get involved in the campaign, you are a part of helping us to move forward. Sankofa is about looking back at your history, but it's also looking back at your own personal story. What have you made it through? Right? What traumas have you overcome? Because one thing that I am realizing is that sometimes the areas of our greatest trauma are oftentimes the areas of our greatest transformation, and we need that transformation now more than ever. If you want to join the movement, it is so simple. We always say donate, join, or share the movement. Okay. So if you want to donate to a Black led nonprofit, that's one of the first things that we would always say. Organizations, especially Black led organizations, are strapped. They are looking for individual donors to be able to help expand their movement. One of the big things I always say is give where you live, look into your community, and actually understand and know what is going on in your community. What are organizations working on in your actual backyard? And if you don't know where to start, go to backblackmovement.org. We have an entire directory of organizations who are looking for donations, and you can be that person. Sharing is free, chat. It's free. All you got to do is share the message of a Black led organization, or you can share the message that we're doing for the entire campaign. Again, we have resources, tools, downloadable graphics, all at backblackmovement.org, and join the movement. It's easy. Become a volunteer. We have over $50,000 in funding that's available to Black led organizations in August alone. We want you to be a part of helping us select who actually gets that funding. So this year, we're opening it up for our own advisory council. You can join, review applications, and continue to help spread the word about organizations all around the country. And if you're a Black led nonprofit, same kind of deal. Go to backblackmovement.org. As you can see, that's the launching place, okay? And you can start your own campaign. We have resources. We have toolkits for you. You start your own campaign so people can see you and they can support you because you are worthy of being supported. For me, it will always be the stories. It will always be the stories. Every year we shoot a campaign video, and this year we are specifically highlighting organizations around the country. And there was one organization in particular called the Moda Dance Arts Collective, and they had a bunch of their youth in their community dancing and showcasing their beautiful talents. And the sun was like setting as they were doing their dance. And I was like, oh my God, like this is what it's about. This is what it's about. It's not about the campaign. It's not about like the likes. It's not about the shares. It's not even about the total amounts and reports that we're giving back. It's about the individual impact. It's about understanding what is this impact going to have in this community? What is this impact going to have in the lives of the people that they're supporting and investing in? Like that is what is so incredibly powerful. It's about the individual life changes, about the stories that have never been told. And we get to tell those stories in a beautiful and bold way. That's what keeps me going. When things feel disheartening, I realize that there are people every single day just trying to survive, and we get to play a role in that.